Now this is what I'm talking about right here. Cause I'm just trying to be a little bit more chill up in Mitch Wayne's world. You know what I'm saying?
Mitch Wayne's World.
I'm tired. Oh God, it's late. I'm tired. It's Mitch Wayne's world. Welcome back. My computer's moving slow, especially ever since I hit record. I'm trying to move these tabs over so that I can. I should have waited to start the stream. Now I'm sneezing, coughing, and hurting. Yeah, but welcome to Mitch Wayne's world, okay? It's late. I'm tired. I'm heartbroken. I'm still devastated and sad. If you watched the last episode, I vaguely spoke about being sad and love and loss and was being vague and all that, but yeah, I'm going through a hard breakup. And I'm 25 and yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. It's 11:17. This is again gonna be another short stream just like the last one because I'm really, really tired and I'm really, really sad, and I'm just being honest about that. Like, it is what it is. I can't just stop it all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? And to all the homies that have been there while I'm going through this, hey, thanks. For real. It means a lot. Sometimes it makes me want to cry. I'm not even kidding. I'm a grown man. Grown men should be allowed to cry a little bit more, because we get played around with sometimes. And we're not perfect, but, you know, life is life. So, yeah. Going through a breakup. Thought I was going to marry this person. Maybe I still will, but this is a weird age. I've never really been broken up with. And maybe it's this damn haircut. No, just kidding. I got it. I got the haircut after, but it doesn't look great right now. I don't know. I could go through and dissect that, and I could just talk all about it. But I don't know what purpose it serves. I'm sure that person will probably watch this eventually. And to that person, love you. Hope I get to talk to you someday. And that's life, you know? It's trippy when you go through life thinking about things and never knowing when the scary things are going to happen, and then they just pop up on you out of nowhere. They consume you, and it's all about how you bounce back and stuff like this. But I've been through some things in my life, some crazy things, some things that people, when they look at me at a first glance, would assume that I don't even have the first inclination of understanding of those things. And I've gone through a lot of them, but this one's really hard. You know, when you go through life not having a great support system, and then someone comes into your life and they show you what a good support system looks like, and they show you what loving yourself looks like, and how to do right by yourself, and being good to your soul and all that, what that looks like. And then that person all of a sudden randomly changes on you and makes you not feel the same anymore. And because of, problems that you have as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect at all. That shit'll just mess with you. That shit'll just make you change. Like, yeah. I went from 0 to 100. I'm trying to not go back to 0. And it's really, really hard. And sometimes this idea of finding inner peace just seems like an idea that is just fun to chase. Because what else should you chase in life, you know? Some people chase money. Some people chase women. Some people chase drugs. Some people chase all three. Some people chase their tail their whole life. Me personally, I've chased all three of those things. I've chased all four of those things. And now I'm just going to chase my own self-happiness. Just the ability to be calm and still. Truly calm and still. Not satisfied by something else or someone else. Not satisfied by anything else other than just me and the way that I engage with the universe. Because that's the only thing I get to have at the end of the day. You come into this bitch alone, and you leave this bitch alone. So, yeah, sorry if I'm getting a little morbid. I probably look crazy. I probably look like I've, like, gone on, like, some sort of bender or something like that. I haven't. I went paintballing today, and some of you might say, whoa, paintballing? Paintballing's for kids, silly rabbit. And I agree with you. I actually wasn't super looking forward to paintballing, but it was one of my best friend's birthdays. So I was like, you know, certain people, it doesn't matter what they're doing for their birthday. You just do it. And it ended up being one of the most fun things I've done in a long time. That's also why I look like I got egged and my body hurts really bad. Every time I go, I'm like, it didn't hurt that bad. And then I get popped right in the... This time it was the armpit, the rib, the side, all of it. And you just are like, oh, yeah, no, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. But, yeah, bro, it was kind of fun. You know what's crazy? Being in my mid-20s going paintballing with my friends. First of all, I was with a group of people, and most of us all grew up, like, gaming, playing all sorts of different games, but a lot of FPS. And it was funny, but also scary how, like, strategic and tactical we all were, and, like, just, I don't know, just, like, giving call-outs and stuff like that, because we've all just gamed. I don't know, it just gave me this, like, it was cool, because it was like, oh, that's interesting, and then it was also like, wait a minute, that seems almost like, I don't know how to feel about that, but it was a lot of fun. Getting active with your bros is really important. To all the homies and to the people who aren't necessarily my homies but have homies, it's really good to do stuff with your friends that cultivates your spirit and makes you happy. And so many things are just centered around drinking and talking about nonsense and being in places that aren't good for your soul. And not that necessarily going and shooting each other with little balls filled with pain is good for your soul, but it is an activity, and you sweat, and there's pain involved, and there's thinking involved, and there's laughing involved, there's competition involved. All those things are good things for guys to do and experience. And you know, I've hated on golf my entire life. I've been against it because of, I think, just how I grew up. It just made me really reject it. And T. Wayne, my boy, my brother got into golf, and now he's been pushing me into it. And I'm getting into it, and it's a good way to hang out with some friends. And I don't know. I think, like I said, if you still want to listen at this point, then you're riding, baby. I'm gonna do some fun tech stuff in a little bit, but I might just end up falling asleep after talking about this. So you never know what could happen. Just if you're strapped in, you're strapped in. If not, you could still tuck and roll, and it won't hurt that bad. You could jump out the car. I'm also really, really tired, so I'm gonna lose my train of thought. This is gonna be a really fun time. Can I hit a vape on a live stream? I should be able to, right? It's just nicotine. But yeah, this is gonna be a Mitch Wayne and himself therapy session for a second, but it's just interesting, like, growing up, I had my big brother, and like, I had family, like, they were, yeah. My, like, family that that I get along with the most and that make me the most happy to be around don't live in the same city as me, so it's a little tough. But, like, listen, all you people that have a dual parent household that you can go to and hang out at and feel loved at, like, that's good stuff. Don't ever let anyone con you on the fact that that's not the best thing that you ever had. Cause it could just feel really weird to just feel like you're just out here by yourself, and like whatever happens, and you gotta just figure it out and get lucky here and there. And luckily, I've gained my own support system, and I think something that this breakup has shown me is, like, I got a pretty deep support system, and I was very blind to that. And instead of isolating, dude, I'm gonna be real. What, like, yeah, good God. If I ever have to, listen, everything about me will be out there for the most part, so whatever. But I was looking up, a lot of people know that if you smoke too much weed, or if you smoke weed too early, or weed and schizophrenia have correlation. And long story short, it's kind of in my family, kind of, and I would be in line for it. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything other than just, like, whatever. But smoking weed can sometimes worsen the effects, or heighten the probability of developing adverse effects related to schizophrenia, just like a lot of other mental illnesses. There's, like, like ADHD. I have super ADHD, which is technically, like, one of the multiple parameters. And so, like, smoking weed kind of doesn't help with ADHD, right? But I was just reading some stuff the other night about just behaviors of, like, people who are about to go into a psychotic break, or things like that. And I was reading them, and I was just, like, kind of thinking, like, whoa, Mitchell, let's slow down here, buddy. You're not doing so hot, and you're all over the place. And I've been so restless. I've been so restless, and I've been so weird feeling. And yeah, without the support of my friends and people around me who love me, my family, and not even necessarily my family, like, most of my family is people I've chosen and who have chosen me throughout life to protect and take care of each other. And, like, man, I really, really wouldn't know where I would be without those people, like, for all those people. And I hope that through doing this and through doing things that I can, help back a lot of those people, because sometimes I feel, like, so lucky and so blessed that people will extend a helping hand. And I don't know. Yeah, what I was getting at is, like, isolatory behavior, like just self-isolating and being kind of like a hermit and not engaging with people and making, like, kind of just, like, making yourself like an outsider and stuff like that is, like, one of the things that someone who's about to have a psychotic break does. And I was just, like, analyzing just certain thoughts I had and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. Again, it goes back to, I was talking about last week, like, the devil and just bad energy and negative shit in the world and it trying to get at me. And this feels like another, again, just one of these portals. And I stepped through the portal and I'm at this weird crossroads of making the right and wrong decisions. And it doesn't just change in 1 week, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't just change in 1 week, but sometimes you make hard decisions that make things easier. And I don't know. I'm stuck between saying you should do things for yourself and saying you should do things for other people, because doing things for yourself is kind of you can always make an argument for doing things for yourself. Doing things for other people is scarier. Doing things for other people is not as self-preservatory. Like it's yeah. See, I'm rambling. I'm all over the place, Jerry. I just think life is trippy, man. Relationships are trippy, and not just romantic ones, but romantic ones are very trippy. Trust between men and women is so shattered in our society, and I really hope we can rebuild it. We were sold a false dream on being both sexes were sold a false dream on so many things, and it's made it really, really hard for two people to come together and be compatible. But I also have faith. I think a lot of people recognize that, and I think a lot of people don't want to live in a world where we're all just little individuals in our pod and the government tells us what to do about everything. Haha. So yeah, if you have two parents and they love each other, tell them you love them, tell them thank you. If you don't, then if you've got one parent that loves you, or if both parents love you and whatever, then thank them. And if you don't have any of that shit, then go find people and just be a good person, take care of people, and don't be afraid to be emotional. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. I think it's really hard someone myself I don't like receiving help from people. I don't like when people go out of their way for me. I don't like anything from people for the most part, because it always feels like there's a price or something like that. And that's going to happen to you in life. That's going to happen to you regardless, though. So it's always worth just asking for help and being honest with people. And I speak from experience, and I think that, I don't know, I'm also really lucky that at this age, 25, to go through this. Sometimes, as every ridiculous person who likes to believe in ridiculous things, I like to believe that God does have a plan. I've been getting back into my religion shit. Boy, let me tell you something. We all need to get back into some sort of religious spiritual practice. It doesn't need to be mind control religion. It doesn't need to be anything other than just like making our souls better together in a community style way, because like shit's messed up out here, boys and girls. And maybe I'm just living in shit's messed up out here kind of realm, because I don't feel happy because I've just lost something precious to me. However, I'm also creating something precious to me, which is a catalog of some cool videos and thoughts and ideas in my life, and we're going to create a lot of cool things, and I'm going to get out of this weird funk, and I'll have some more interesting things to talk about other than just my sadness. But also, too, I'm going to have other thoughts and feelings that I'm going to want to talk about. Because we're going to go experience the world. We're going to go enjoy life. We're going to curate life. And we're going to do it together. And like I said, I think being consistent is incredibly important. So that's why I'm here. I'm not going to go for a whole lot longer. But I'm happy that I did this and that I'm doing this, and I hope that someone else is happy that I did this and that I'm doing this, because life is trippy, bro. I know I've said that a lot of times, and maybe that is the title for this one, but life really just is trippy. Sometimes you really don't see shit coming, and then it comes, and then you're like, all right, well, here we go, keep on moving on up. And I don't know. Everyone just repeats lessons that they feel like they're supposed to learn. But do we ever learn these lessons? Like sometimes, like I don't know. I feel like the person that I was just with, like they have all these amazing lessons and ideas and things like that. But then I'm like, do you apply them for yourself all the time? And then I think about myself and I get critical of myself because I'm like, man, there's so many times that I tell someone some shit that I know is right and that I'm like, man, they needed to hear that. And the reason that I know they needed to hear that is because I'm the motherfucker that needs to hear that and I know what needs to be done and I'm not doing it. Sorry, I didn't mean to just turn into my old football coach on you, but that's the shit that just human beings, bro. We are some flawed creatures and it kind of grosses me out sometimes. I try not to think about it too much because it just makes me like, it makes me look at myself like, it makes me look at people that I care about like, and it's not a healthy way to live. I mean, I guess with that being the case, I could talk about this, but something that I've had written down for a little bit, honestly, before I started going through this breakup, but is avoiding generally negative frames of view. And I think this is an important thing, something that I've really had to put into practice. And like I said, bro, the universe, let me kick my legs up real quick. Let me just make sure I don't break anything. Oh, yeah. You can't even tell that I'm just cooling, can you? I'm cooling, though. Oh, yeah, I wanted to start doing... Hold on. We're going to switch some things up real quick. If you're watching the stream, I apologize. I don't think anyone is. Maybe like 2 people. Give me 2 seconds. I want to do a new thing, and you're going to see. Now this is what I'm talking about right here. Because I'm just trying to be a little bit more chill up in Mitch Wayne's world, you know what I'm saying? I think something about the chair was just a little too ridiculous for me. And I want this camera to be a little bit more at eye level. But I think this will work. And this is going to be the new setup for Mitch Wayne's world. And I decided that a few days ago, and I wrote it down somewhere, but I forgot it. And then I just remembered it. But I just want more hangout vibes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we don't hang out enough, me and you. And we need to hang out a lot more. Speaking of people I don't hang out with enough, me and you. For real though, any of the homies that live somewhere that I haven't been in a long time, I'm already thinking of a couple places, East Coast, Central. Let me know. Let's start planning trips. I want to come visit. I want to come see the boys and girls I haven't seen in a long, long time. This is important to me. So yeah, what was I going on about, bruv, before I moved this couch over here? Couches are a great vibe for podding, in my opinion, especially a solo pod. Like, I'm just here. First of all, I am way more comfortable, okay? The amount of anxiety that left my body is incredible. Because it just now went from me all cooped up in my chair, feeling like I got somewhere to be, to me just sitting on the couch, doing what I like to do, doing what Mitch Wayne does, doing what a wild Mitch Wayne does late at night. And what does a wild Mitch Wayne do late at night? He has a good time and he talks about nonsense. So, oh yeah, we live, baby. But this is what I was talking about. Avoiding generally negative frames of view in life. Good night, Moon. Good night, Jerry. Good night, Miguel. Good night, Terry. Avoiding generally negative frames of view in life. It's just good to be a positive person. It's good to be positive and lucky. This is something I talked about with my ex a lot, and something that I think we both cultivated in each other. she appears to be a bit luckier than me at this age and stage, but what do you know? Who knows? I don't know. But there is something to the whole lucky girl, lucky boy syndrome. People who just perceive themselves to be lucky or perceive themselves to be blessed, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, they oftentimes just end up getting more blessings, more luck comes their way somehow, one way or another. It finds them and it gets them. But even so, sometimes, having a positive frame of view on something or viewpoint on something isn't necessarily the true viewpoint, or a viewpoint that is, just true. But it's not necessarily productive to just stay in like a negative mindset, like using, maybe I'm just speaking from experience, to each their own, you know what I'm saying? But just using negativity and using hatred and all that as fuel eventually burns out. And maybe you could get a lot of places with it, but it eventually burns out. So if you're one of those people that's doing that, maybe you have a bigger fuel tank than I do, and maybe mine has just burned out, but I have no room to use negativity as a fuel point anymore. And every time I do, the universe just ends up smacking me back down. God is always just like, "Oh yeah, you think you're a big hotshot, my guy? How about I take you up back, give you a little spanking, since you want to act all hot in front of your friends. You go back out there and you go be positive. You go be positive, Perry. You understand that?" And so I'm on positive vibes. I wish I had a little glass of wine or something right now, cause that would be ideal. The vibes would be idyllic. You know what I'm saying? So we're staying positive. We're getting good frames of view in. And yeah, bro, going through a breakup's crazy. Now I feel like I gotta just like, I know I keep bringing everything back to that, and I'm sure everyone who's talked to me in person recently, they have already tuned out of this. They're like, "Bro, all right, we get it. We love you. We've heard this. You gotta shut your mouth." And that's why. Yawning Jerry. That's why I'm here talking to this camera and not talking to them anymore, because they don't need to be burdened by my stinkiness. But yeah, we're going through a breakup's crazy, because I had my life planned out and what I wanted it to look like with this girl, and now I basically just get to make a whole new plan by myself. And that's pretty crazy. But it works out fine, because I'm a pretty fun person. I think the hardest part about this whole thing is figuring out what fun looks like for me without this girl and without the things that I used for fun before this relationship. And that's just me being honest with the world. You know what's really, really nasty about content creators and just the internet world and things like that is people won't be honest. People won't talk about the bodies they have hidden in their closet. And if all this little page, this little channel, this little world of Mitch Wayne does for me is get me fired from my job for just being honest, or make me lose out on things for just being honest, then I don't know. At least God's got me, you know? So it is what it is. But like I said, now I'm just rescheduling everything, replanning everything. And it's like a sad feeling, because it's like, damn, this this thing or that thing I wanted to share with you, and you don't want to share with me, so now I gotta just enjoy it on my own or not enjoy it at all. But oh man, it sounds like I just got real sad right there because I just paused. Because I was just thinking about things that I won't be able to enjoy with that person. But there's also a freeing aspect of it of like, all right, well, now some of the shit that I was spending my time like fake enjoying because of you, now I can spend that time enjoying stuff by myself or with other people that I enjoy those things with. So, and I don't even mean that in a romantic sense, just in like yeah, man, I don't know, like I've said before many times, this is an interesting time to be single. Everyone who's older than me though is like, yeah, you're fine, which just sucks because I always don't like I don't like listening to people who tell me you're fine or give me some empty platitude, but then I get to their age and I'm like, you were right, and that's my other least favorite thing to feel. So that's another lesson. Now I'm just over here. I'm trying to. I used to try to not feel anything, right, and be cold and be turned off to so many things. But now I'm just feeling everything. And I used to do psychedelics and all kinds of drugs, and I was like, yeah, you gotta feel everything, bro. Like, haha. But now I'm just pretty much raw dogging life. I got a little bit of kush on the side, and I drink from time to time, but outside of that, I'm feeling everything, boy. And let me tell you something. Feeling everything, especially the bad shit. Once you can feel the bad shit and then get through it, it's worth it. It feels like you level up in life all crazy. But so yeah, be positive, avoid negative frames of view. I think, and I just mean approaching everything like, I think that's something my generation lacks in a lot. We're always like, ugh, work, or like, can you imagine, or like all these things. And it's funny because it's like irony. And the world is like we live in a stupid ass world. Like I get it, and it's like, could you? I mean, I do it all the time. What's the dumbest things I am? Could you imagine wearing New Balances on a Tuesday? Like, good God, could this dude? But also, not letting that type of talk like start to rule your life and make you a certain kind of person just because you become your thoughts and feelings and words much quicker than you think. And that's another thing that I've been noticing. That's another reason that I want to be consistent with this, because why does my lip feel like it's on fire, son? Again, yeah, you become your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. And again, the whole point of Mitch Wayne's world and cumulative is to finesse and focus and live a curated life. And I'm tired of hiding from myself. I'm tired of hiding from the things I want to accomplish. I'm tired of hiding from so many things. I want to fully engage with the world and let my soul just run free. I've been so shackled down by so many different things in my life. And I finally have the blessing and opportunity to not limit myself in a very pivotal moment. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to try to take full advantage of it. And I'd like to see you on the way. Woohoo! Yay. Jerry. Yeah, and a couple other notes I made under this, avoiding negative frames of view and, having productive frames of view and feeling like you're lucky and happy and woohoo, and your thoughts and feelings and words being powerful. I said find some interests and enjoy them. Having hobbies, having things you like to get better at is important. I'm going to I started playing golf, but I'm also going to get really good at tennis, and that's a fact. That's a big fact. I'm gonna start taking tennis lessons and shit. I like that. I like sports that are good. You know, I like sports. I like sports that attractive people play. I realize that too. Um, but yeah, I like becoming good at things just for fun. Like I like to be a jack of all trades, master of none. Uh, I like to just toss my weight in there and see what I can do. But I think also too, I don't know why this is related, but I wrote it down next to it, is having a couple main goals in your life that you pursue that keep you like on a track. So whether that be something academic related, something financial related, career related, relationship related, I don't necessarily like to say because I'm tired, because it takes two to tango. So, you know, you want most of these things to be things that you can chip away at and do, fitness goals, things like that, things that you can evenly walk towards. And then outside of that, I mean, this is how I like to live life, and this is part of the curated life thing, and what I think I'm about to really, really dive deep into getting the most out of is doing little dope side quests and just going and doing shit and meeting people and finding things out and learning about the world and enjoying yourself. And I guess that's something I've always valued, but I think maybe when I'm in a relationship, I just limit myself and I hold myself back because I couldn't tell you why. That's not one I figured out. And yeah, before, you know what, I've been to therapy. I've done all this stuff. I've done all the things, and I've tried to be woke and be like, yeah, no, therapy's good. And it helps some people, and it works, and I don't ever, whatever works for someone, I don't ever want to shoot that down, that's for sure. So if that works for you and whatever your problem is, then you should keep doing that, and do whatever makes you feel happy. But so many people use it as a crutch, and I think that can be also super toxic too, and leave you in the dust. But yeah, don't be negative, especially towards yourself. Go on a bunch of cool different side quests. Explore what the world has to offer. That's the best that I can say. And hopefully when my kid's my age, or hopefully when he's younger, I feel like, you know, I'm the second. I'm named after my father, and that boy didn't teach me shit about the world. I was just out here fucking getting raw dogged left and right. I remember one time this fool yelled at me for not knowing how to shovel snow. I was 10 years old. I was like, fool, the only person who would teach me how to shovel snow is my dad. Also, we live in Texas. When the fuck am I going to shovel snow other than this time and the next time? That's unbelievable. Can you hit these vapes on here? I gotta be honest, something about hitting a vape is just so not sexy, like at all. But it is what it is. Speaking of not sexy at all, this lady that I was renting this car from sent me this long text asking me to like take care of her car for her while she went on some trip, and I just haven't answered, and I might act like I never saw it. Cause I was like, what the fuck do I look like? I'm not the car babysitter. Got my own life. Got my own car to babysit. I just got my car back, son. So yeah. Once again, I've just rambled on about nonsense for a second. I'm going to read this today in history thing. And then I got to shower and go to bed. I haven't showered since paintball. I feel like garbage. It's going to be a long week. So, boys and girls, on today's HCI, Today in History, Technology, Onomatopoeia, Technology Mania, Chat Jerry has rolled out for us, saying that now it's got to go over here. I got to move this every time. On this day in history, March 24th, 2001, a significant event in the world of technology and human computer interaction took place. And that is Apple releasing Mac OS X 10, codenamed Cheetah. This was noteworthy for several reasons. One, so this was 2001. 23 years ago, boys and girls, I was 2 years old. Come and talk to me about it. Number one, the Aqua interface. Mac OS X introduced the Aqua user interface, which was a drastic departure from previous interfaces. Design focused on ease of use. That's why Apple won, by the way, always. Ease of use. Apple's interface is the most intuitive. My grandmother couldn't figured out how to use Apple products. You click the buttons, you do the things, it makes sense. Number 2, Unix-based foundation. The shift to a Unix-based foundation with OS X, Mac OS X, improved system stability, security, and performance. Integration of technologies. Integrated various technologies such as PDF for displaying documents, OpenGL for graphics, and the Mach kernel. These integrations improve the overall performance and usability. Accessibility features. Mac OS X's design philosophy emphasizes inclusivity, paving the way for features that would help people with various disabilities to use computers more effectively. That's cool. Influence on future HCI developments. Mac OS X's focus on aesthetics, stability, and user experience influence the direction of HCI research and development. I can't think of another company off the top of my head if we're talking specifically human-computer interaction and what that field is. I can't think of a company more so than Apple that's got it figured out just completely in terms of building an ecosystem, keeping people in that ecosystem, making sure that ecosystem can survive on its own, and then also other people use that ecosystem and rely on that ecosystem for their business. It's something incredible. And then when you talk about the actual just design of each technology piece and stuff like that, it is the most influential company. I mean, when you go all the way back even to the Apple II with the graphic interface and stuff like that, like it's really something special. So I'm going to look up the Aqua interface, and then I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired, and I've been talking for 45 minutes by myself. I'm tired, and I'm heartbroken. So, the Aqua interface. Okay. So, yeah. It's the one we thought. It's this one. That's really fun, really cool. Alright, well, sorry you didn't get to learn as much about technology as you wanted to, and also I just kind of rambled on about being sad for a while, so maybe if someone's sad, it'll help them. Don't hate on me too hard. There were some charts I wanted to look at, but I'm not going to be able to. I'm too tired. So this has been Mitch Wayne's World. This week I'm just going to focus on being present in each moment and working in each moment so that I can stop feeling so behind on life. And I'm just going to focus on really loving myself. I was so caught up in this breakup and just wishing things could be exactly how they were, but that's not how they're supposed to be. Things are always evolving and continuing on, and perhaps for half a second I didn't evolve and continue on, or maybe we just evolved in different paths. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to evolve, because if you are stagnating, you're dying. Alright, love you. Bye.
Mitch Wayne's World.